How's it going, everyone? Got a couple big movers here. Took off like a bat out of hell, though. Huge moves. Can still getting set up here. On the miners yesterday on the close. Came all the way down, closed the hammer. I'm looking for a confirmation above the hammer. Might take a couple days, might take a half a minute. Not sure. Some cherry picking. Trying to get one that's not moved yet. Good, pretty lively in the morning already. Watch for previous high breaks. Looks like the intraday just took off. AVXL, watch for previous high breaks. For continuations on the intraday chart. Watch for the pullbacks as well. You're going to have a volume breakout on AVXL, which is always good. Need volume for these things. Looks like we gapped into resistance on this one. Only if it breaks the previous highs, man. It kind of just ran out of the gates, so I'm looking for a pullback, most likely. But I would pick it up on support. That's a trend, huge trend change on the intraday chart. AVXL. And a bunch of runners right out of the gates today on the medical. Let's look at miners. Miners are coming back in. Obviously a big day yesterday. Looking at that hammer that closed on all the daily charts on the miners. Huge. So watch for confirmation on the upside. So JNUG will be above 20. Look at those hammers, huge hammers. Support, that's knocking out the bottom right there. Huge indication right there, a reversal candle on a daily chart. Huge candle right there. Watch for the confirmations on the upside. Could get crazy. Crazy. Nothing like seeing a reversal bar on a daily chart. Got to confirm it though. Nothing's guaranteed. Miners are so out of whack. I can never get any good volume. NVDEF gapped into resistance just shortly ago. GWRE. It's kind of a little cup consolidation on the daily. I would watch for double tops or lower highs. It has a nice little cup. It could definitely break through with the right amount of consolidation, but you still have a lot of resistance on the way up on the daily. You are breaking previous highs. Monthly has been running up for a while. I can't recommend anyone buying it from here, but if you're already in it and you're riding it out, I would look for the daily chart double top or lower high. If it doesn't have enough volume, it's going to consolidate on the downside. Coming out of overbought situation on the 60-minute now. It's been running hard and fast for months, so I can't recommend that anyone would jump in. But, these things go up forever. But I like to move across the 34, back into the 34, and then ride it out. You're way extended from the 34 on that monthly chart. So, but I bet you on a different time frame, you have a different situation. So it's like the ones that haven't moved yet. $60-minute looks good. You might get a little push out of it into the 81.2 range until you get to the double top. Depends on what you're trading. If you want to trade it per the US dollar, yeah. Previous highs, it definitely broke out to break that shoulder, and it hit the shoulder, came back into support, broke that previous high, and did not look back. Easy peasy. The head and shoulders top has failed, so I expect a violent move on the upside. How do you trade Bitcoin? You got to find someone to buy it from, someone that'll sell it to you. I found that to be the hardest thing. It's finding out how to buy it. Coinbase, you can register over there and buy it. Coinbase. But I understand that the IRS is monitoring accounts over there, so if you want to get involved that way, otherwise you have to find someone to sell it to you, someone that you trust. Selling it after you bought it, you go to same difference. You have to find someone to buy it from you, but local Bitcoin you can usually find someone to buy it from you. To get someone to sell it to you on local Coinbase is pretty hard, I thought. Or not on Coinbase, on local Bitcoin. But definitely the bankers don't want you buying it. So they're pretty restrictive. I bought some from Coinbase, used my PayPal account, and I had to actually call PayPal to confirm that I was buying Bitcoin because of all the fraud going on, or at least that's what they claim. They put a lot of restrictions on it. Like even state to state. It's just the Western banking system doesn't want you to buy it. So Jasper Friend in here probably wants to sell some Bitcoin here and there. Put a message out to Jasper Friend. I believe that he put a request out there. He's my client, so here comes JNUG on a double bottom, bottom, and a double bottom over here, a W bottom here. Look for a confirmation above the top side. Oh my God. Set my alarm for that. That'd be a nice little break across. Confirming that downward pattern. We can complete that pattern there on the bottom. Let's see. Nothing's moving over here in the miners. Sucks. These medicals, man, every day. Every day. Oh, how do you trade it? I got an account at Poloniex and an account at Bitfinex. Those accounts, I have them in my portfolio, so I can just go over there if I want to trade. Bitfinex, that's where my EOS is. And then Poloniex is just a random list. Both have random lists of cryptos. Ethereum, Litecoin, all of those. Dash. The obscure ones, you can find the obscure ones on each one. So you buy it from Coinbase and you transfer it over. It takes about 20 minutes. Pretty, I mean, if you think about it, you're taking money from your card, from your bank account, transferring it over to Coinbase, and then transferring it to an exchange ready to trade in about 20 minutes. Which, pretty convenient. It's like going to the casino, man. Their ATM's just always open. Never go all in. Waiting on JNUG. Let's find a mover over here. This one's on its highs, got very low volume, ready to pop. It's one of those sneakers, low volume poppers. Let's see. I think it's a lot of fun to trade cryptos. Lots of fun. They've been consolidating for 3 months, so it hasn't been that much fun for 3 months. Things are coming into a bottom, spiking, a lot of spike lows on daily charts. because it gets so far extended and they have to just snap back eventually. So there's a lot of that going on right now. There's a few monthly charts that are going to break out. And it's cheap. I mean, I don't even count how much it costs to trade cryptos because it's just the amount's so small. Trade in and out, in and out. I trade all day long because it just doesn't cost that much. Depends on what you're trading, but it's definitely not 20 bucks a round like Ameritrade. It's more like $5. Probably even less than that. I don't even keep track. JNUG for another bottom. If I was you, Bill, I'd do some research, find your favorite crypto that you think is going to change the world, and I would just accumulate it. Trading it's pretty tricky. To me, that every time Bitcoin goes up, all the cryptos are just slammed, big time. Sea of red every time. You got to give me the call letters. Forget the call letters on Callnx. CLLNX. F. I forget, man. There you go. CLLXF. I got it now. Thanks. JNUG taking another leg. Going to pay attention to that yesterday's hammer. As soon as we find a bottom, we're going to snatch it. Because that hammer is pretty powerful. I'm going to catch a bottom on the intraday here. CLLXF, Callnx Mines is consolidating. You can see that range mostly between 30 and 35, but you got a range of 40. So you got a 10-cent range. Inside this range, stay inside. Make sure you hold support. That daily or that weekly 8 right there. Looks like it might want to catch a gap fill on the weekly chart. I suspect if it does that, it's going to be real short and sweet, just to fill the gap and to bounce really quick outside of it. But just hold support. It's consolidating. You had a move above the 34, and now it's doing its sideways action, changing trend. Damn. Damn, JNUG, what the hell? It's way oversold again. Just to a 60 minutes, see where we're at. See the right shoulder on JNUG now? At the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. It could come all the way back into the 19s. See what happens. But Callnx looks good. It's just consolidating. I would pick, If I was a buyer, I would pick it up at support, sell it at resistance. You get a 10-cent range there, and accumulate until it bounces outside of that pattern. Might get a little sling back on this turn over the 34. Just make sure you hold support. That's all I would do. J-Nut, what are you doing? Here we go. I got a small double bottom. Get a little reaction here into probably a 20-cent run here into the resistance. So it broke down. Now it's going back into resistance on JNUG. Form a pattern. See if we can't break outside this pattern. Coming out of oversold here. Nice little hammer on that double bottom. But again, it's just slinging back into resistance. So I don't have any, I'm not holding any miners at all. Much into cryptos as I can. I got my physical underneath the mattress, so they say. But I will be putting some money in soon. But I don't have any skin in the game, so. Blue Mobile. I don't know how these things got into my watch list. Darn. Look at China Natural Resources. CHNR. Watch for a turn on that bad boy. Oh, if you want to buy it for a few weeks, man, you got to use the weekly charts. You're doing a swing trade. Weekly charts will have you moving for a few weeks. Lots of daily noise that you have to ignore and just go for the trend moves, the longer trend moves. And if you want to stay longer than that, I would use the monthlies. Oh, just a trend change on a weekly chart. So trend change for me on any time frame is above the 34. So a weekly change above the 34 on a miner or whatever you're doing, I would use something that has more volume than this. Just look for the weekly charts that are trend changing over the 34, back into the 34, and then building, staying above the 34. Stupid JNUG hit resistance again. Waiting on that one. Always choose the ones with volume, of course. But some of these on the medical, I mean, some of these trend changes are very violent. As you can see, I mean, shoot, I think Maria was on that one. The way I find weekly trend changes is my stock fetcher. And I use that scan. These are all trend changing on a weekly chart. Let me check the language on the search first. Where is it? You got a flat bottom break on JNUG. Going to come for another leg. Going to find that support somewhere around here. So over here in the language, I'm using all the miners. Show price above weekly T38, so above the 8 and below the simple moving average 34. So it's above support, below resistance, and here's my time frame or my prices. And then I can use volume if I want. I want this to be as broad as possible, so I can sift through it. And stock fetcher. That's how I find the trend changes on the weekly charts. And then I sit back and I wait. Put it in my watch list. Sit back and wait. Watch for the breaks. Previous high breaks, flat top breaks. Over the 34, back into the 34. Same moves over and over again. It's kind of boring. It's a high probability trade, though. But yeah, day trades for fools, man. You got to swing trade. Find those longer term moves. No, I want to catch it before the move, man. Before it happens. The volatility comes after the move. So I want to catch it before it moves across the trend change. And then I want to catch it above, catch it back in, and then the flat top break. There's 3 moves above the 34. So I want to catch it before it happens. And then I just keep them on my watch list. We go through the same ones every look at this ONCS. It has a volume breakout. The weekly chart is trend changing. See that? See how volatile it got? I want to catch it before it happens. Look at the previous high break at 125 or 115, whatever, 110, 13, 15, I don't know. Things get very violent on the daily chart, and this is because it's the weekly chart is trend changing, right? See that trend change? Look how violent it got on the daily. OBV went taken off. Everyone's seen the same thing. Trend is changing on ONCS on the weekly chart. Boom time. So on this one, I mean, I would wait for a pullback. I would put my order in at previous breaks and watch for the quick pullbacks because trend is changing. It's going to get violent. I don't know if this is no pullback. I have no idea. Also, the monthly chart looks good. Trend is changing on the monthly chart. Hope that answers your question. But I use the same move every time. Above the 34, back into the 34, watch for the previous high breaks. Boom. I should have accumulated this into, back into, watch the previous high breaks. Bam. I should have been this 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So once we find trend change, I mean, a daily chart trend change is huge. So a lot of times we have to find them. We have to find that trend change on intraday charts. The previous breaks on that was about 115. Slow. Bill's answering a lot of good questions. He's trying to get to the secret sauce. Hey man, what's in your secret sauce, man? Come on, tell me. I go over the same moves every day. That's why I don't want to go listen to Maestro or Greg Manarino or anybody else. I've been using the same system for 20 years. Once I saw how beautiful the T3s are with Fibonacci numbers, once I found the middle of the wave, I would just measure the amplitudes across the 34 and notice how violent it was. I mean, I didn't find that out myself. I had help. But once I saw it, I was like, holy crap. All I literally do now is watch for the candles, watch for the reversals, and I watch for the momentum. The 34, the 8, and the 13 are my momentum indicators. Back into the 34, watch for the trend change. Looking for a pullback here, right? I'm looking for it all. I'm looking for the quick pullback on JNUG. I'm looking for a really sharp low here. I would put my order in at support, just above where I want it to go. And you just be patient because it gets violent. You don't want to buy something when it's in a range. You don't want to buy something that's consolidating unless you know it's coming out of a consolidation, which is still, I don't know. Oh, on ONCS, I'm thinking the pullback for me on a daily chart would be in at 115, the previous breaks. Into previous highs is my support, 118, all the way into the bodies of it to about 110, anywhere between 118 and 110. That's why I'm looking for a pullback. Oh, on JNUG, just below 19. Just below 19. Watch it just come down and snag you. If 19 doesn't hold, then I know I made a mistake. If 19 does not hold, I know I made a mistake. And it could turn around before then. I'm just thinking pullback. See, it looks like it's stair stepping into something. Pattern right there on the 1 minute. Now I'm changing my mind. I don't think it's going to come down to 19. I'm over the 8 now. It's stair. Look at the stair step. Stair step. It's coming into support somewhere. We can find this support. That's an accumulation pattern right there. Trade outside that pattern. Stair step into support. It might take another step. I don't know. But it's getting close, whatever it's doing. I mean, it's over the 8 now. Over the 8, into the 13, back into the 8. Bam. Minute chart. So it's the the influence on a 1-minute chart compared to the 60-minute chart, I mean, it's probable to come all the way back in on that right shoulder sling back. But if I'm trading it in and out, then, you know, I'm probably thinking about buying it here, but me, man, just buy into support, sell into resistance. Depends on what time frame you're using. If you're day trading it, or if it was me, I would try to find a bottom. And looking at the daily chart, I want to confirm that hammer. So right now I'm looking for a bottom, reversal somewhere on the intraday chart. And then ultimately I want to confirm that across the 20 mark. And then I'm in, I'm good, I'm golden. 20 to 2050 is the next resistance. As long as I hold that hammer on the top side, then I'm golden. But we're far from there. Looking for an intraday bottom. Yesterday's hammer was very significant, so I need to confirm it on the upside. Right now, it's just gathering its legs to try it again. It looks like it's turning into reverse-headed shoulders on the 1-minute chart. I do believe. Left shoulder head, right shoulder coming in. Make sure support holds. This is where we find the bottom. We wait for that pattern to form. We wait for that bottom. Now we got the head, the left shoulder, the head. Now the right shoulder sling back. Make sure support holds. I think that the right shoulder can come all the way into about 1930 on this 1-minute chart before it breaks down. In my opinion. It certainly could come all the way down and make another bottom. But the price pattern is beautiful. See the J curve coming on the 8 now? Get a little pop. And I got resistance on the way up because we did break down. Watch for the right shoulder sling backs. Give me a second. Comes the J curve. Look how price came to match and splash as the 8's crossing over the 13. Nice little splash. If anything happens, it's going to be short and sweet on the downside. Someone might get the jitters. I don't know. I made $4 on one of my videos the other day. That is amazing. That is like 1,000 times greater than YouTube. YouTube's done. Comes. See the consolidation now, the J curve. Here she comes. That balance line into resistance on the way up. Hopefully we get a nice gust of air. This is where the chicken's neck is. That neck crack. It goes. Completing the pattern now. Watch for the head fakes. Nothing's guaranteed. Looking for that daily low so we can take out that hammer. Just type in the browser at the end of the dealio, just at rustysmetals, where it has your profile name, and then all you got to do here. Let me do. I'll show you right now. Watch JNUG for the head fake here. This is where you buy into support. I'll show you real quick. It's just a follow button. Watch for that right shoulder sling back. Here she is, the head fake sling back now. Support holds on JNUG. If it doesn't support, all bets are off. A nice little pattern on the bottom of that 1 minute chart. Started as a stair step, then accumulation, and now the turn. Jeez, JNUG, slow down. Watch for support. Doesn't like me today. Hang on, Maria, I got you. I'm sharing my video. I forgot to share it on Steemit. Yeah, you can see the double top being put in. It got rejected there. Wait for the cup and then the handle to form. This handle can take a while to form. It can consolidate for a while. JNUG on a very, very thin slice of support, recovered. The big boys know what they're doing, I think. Watch for the pattern to break on this thing. That's what we're waiting for. We got the head fake already. So, and then it came all the way back into support, held by a thread. Now looking for a turn across with a big gust of air here. There she goes. So, Maria, real quick, as JNUG's going to take off, these are the topics you want to write on. So I would hashtag these in your articles if you're going to do anything and make some money, introduce yourself, whatever you're doing. The first post you make is introduce yourself. And you can see people are making a little bit of coin. Some people, I see them all the time, they're making 15, 20 bucks on their first post. So make it nice. Other than that, I post in this cryptocurrency. I created my own hashtag Rusty Trades very easily. On the top here, all you got to do to find somebody is type in at, excuse me, I got to use that little /, and it's right here at rustysmetals. And you just follow. How do you follow? Find me and you follow. There's a button, I think, if you're not following. I think if you go to the post, you can follow there somehow. You upvote, that's how you give me some money. You can share it. Oh, I forget. JNUG's taken off, by the way. JNUG's completing the pattern here. Anywho's. I think if you set up the notifications on Steemit, it'll give you a little desktop notification. I don't have that set up, but you can. So every time I have a video out, it'll post it. Yes, you can do that. It'll have a little pop-up for you, let you know that you have a new video in your feed. But otherwise, I think you just, let me find someone I'm not following. Let me see. Let me go to cryptocurrency. Let's follow someone that's doing some work on cryptos. So this person made $467. Totally amazing. You want to follow the people that are making money, by the way. You'll gain a lot faster. So on this guy, I just I went to his post. I clicked on his name, a little downward arrow here, and then I follow. So now I'm following Team Steem. Yay. Anywho's, that's how you do it. Yes. I could probably set it up somehow in the future if I get some time to do like an autoresponder for email. You're right. That would make it easier. I would have to do that, I think. You're right about that. Because, yeah, YouTube, it does make you aware. I check my subscriber list all the time. See what's going on out there. JNUG for the win. Into resistance here coming. Into previous lows. Let's see how we do when we hit resistance up here. Do we just fall flat on our face? Or do we gain steam and just blow right through it? It's a nice little bottom pattern on that 1 minute chart. Here comes resistance in and around 60 there. See what happens. Boom, boom. Back and forth, sell into resistance, buy back into support. I'm looking for a really sharp pullback here. Maybe not that far. If it holds 50% of the previous candle, it holds momentum. I'm looking to come down at 1945, 46. Let's see if I can put a order there just right above the previous high and see if I can't get just a double back, pick me up real quick. CLF. CLF is going to have to do some work. Get back above resistance. It does have a double bottom. It can do this. It is consolidating now on higher lows. But I'm fearful that it's just a bearish flag into resistance through time. And the monthly looks like it'll crack down for another leg down. Find some kind of a higher low situation. I got a 2-bar pattern on the monthly. Excuse me. It's got a lot of work to do here. I'm not comfortable with it yet. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Previous high breaks on that fat boy. That nice consolidation into support, right? On that monthly chart, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Looks like we're getting a little gust of wind on it. What's up, smartphone? What you got going on? I hope that someone got some juice on that. The sling, the into resistance, back into support right away. Follow that 8 all the way up. Hold support. Watch for the deeper opposing points coming in. See, now that we broke, now we're going to do another pattern. So we got to hold support. We got to keep doing this. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. BAA. Yeah, that looks pretty nice on the daily there. Just took off without us though. Already. Still got to fill the gap. I guess it filled the gap pretty close, so it's coming into the price pinch there, Maria, right? Nice, Jasmine. Yasmin. I always want to call you Jasmine. Sorry, Yasmin. I hope I say that right. BAA. Isn't that an exploratory exploration bank? Isn't that what this BAA is? Banco. I always hear this Banco thing. Nice hammer off of support on the 1 minute. Came all the way back into support, grabbed it, Boom, boom. Follow the 8. Nice little cup. See if we can follow this little trend here, this little sharp little cup, and then break. It's got to hold support. Volume doesn't look half bad. The price is right for me. I like these little pennies. The thing I like to check always is the OBV on the weekly. So I'm getting a cross here above the trend, but it is way in the dumps. They've been selling this thing off. OBV can recover quite a bit in really fast as price takes off though. So I'm just looking to see if it's healthy. Coming across on the OBV. I really love to have OBV above 0 though. That's quite a bit of work to do. That's a nice little price pinch though. Getting really tight in there. Boom, 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 back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Hit it once, hit it twice, hit it 3 times. Watch for that break across. J-Nug for the win. Go, go, go. Found that bottom. Let's confirm that hammer on before I leave. I got an hour. Nah, 45 minutes. I got 45 minutes. Hit resistance one more time. I got a double top now. Make sure we hold support. Little head fake. Always the head fakes. It's that guy that always thinks that he has enough money to push it across resistance. Always that guy. The spike high, the head fakes. It's always that guy that thinks he has enough money to break resistance. Always. I'm that guy. I always get caught in the head fakes. That's some funny shit right there. Boom, boom, boom. We need to break 20. 20. J-Nug. There's one to watch there, Maria. It's on its highs, APHB. No volume yet, but it's getting a quarter of its average volume. Something to watch here. Little previous high break on this bad boy. Excuse me. It's coming out of oversold. Shit is funny shit right there. I'm the guy. I'm always the guy that gets caught in the head fake. Because I'm looking for the previous high breaks. I always get caught in the head fake. Always. That's me. Because I think I have enough money. I do. I think I have enough money to push it across resistance every single time. No matter how much money I'm dealing with, I always get caught in the head fake. I wish I had some money in here so I can trade these biotechs. Jeez. They've been bouncing every day. No resistance needed. Everyone's buying drugs. I don't have any. I like this little flat bottom here. Previous high breaks. I got the double bottom. Little saucer bottoms. Head fake is in. Let's get some higher highs here. Boom. What you should do on a break is wait for the break and let it come back in to support. Watch for the break, come back into support. That's what you should do. Don't be me trying to think I can just catch a ride right outside the break. Always wait for that head fake. Doesn't always head fakes are not always there, but they're always there. They always get you. They always get you. But here we go. Had the quick head fake, and now the continuation cross resistance, which was the previous lows. We're breaking into previous lows now. Ride the range. Let's do it. Ride the range on up. Next stop. Oh, I don't know. We have a lot of work to do. 1970. Let's go in 10-cent increments. I got an alert. ACIU. ACIU just broke resistance. You can see the consolidation above the 34. Over the 34, back into the 34, consolidate, and then break that pattern outside there. That's the trend change confirmation. It's not totally confirmed yet, but it looks good. It's a nice weekly chart consolidation. Watch for the head fakes. TRIL, I just missed that on a whim here. Has double the volume. Nice volume break. Okay, we hit previous lows on JNUG. Okay, we've got a lot of work to do. Watch for the pullbacks. Watch for the pullbacks. Now I see the bigger pattern here. I got a left shoulder. I got the head. I'm looking for the right shoulder to come in. The bigger pattern is forming on the 1-minute chart. That looks like a nice thrusting motion coming across. I need to break that double top. Need to take out the double top. Looks like a nice bullish piercing pattern though. Daily chart. HTGM getting ready. Look at that. These things are huge. Biotech's like gold, man. GGGM. Watch for, I got a volume breakout on this one as well. 2 o'clock high. Boom. This one's taken off. Previous high breaks, AEZM or AEZS. Looking for a bigger pullback on JNUG. Hit resistance pretty hard. Nice 30-cent run. Boom time. Everyone's buying drugs, man. Everyone's doing it. Yeah. I missed that one. Sorry. CTRV. It's got a volume break. Cherry picking. Here comes a previous high break. 1970. Still breaking into previous lows. I got a triple top now. Nice consolidation. Hit the resistance really hard. You got a double top now. I got a triple top. It's got to take it out. Doesn't take it out in a timely fashion, then it falls over. Right? Don't forget to tip your bartender. It's like slinging crack rock. Looking at a bunch of resistance at 1970 here. Silver's still running into resistance, same as JNUG here, but I think that you're right. But I would watch for a steep, sharp, sweet pullback on silver. It is pretty far extended, and the 8's coming across at 13, as I know it. When the 8 crosses over that 13, I'm looking for a sharp pullback on silver. That's silver daily chart there. We can get a nice pop out of it. I'm not saying we can't. I'm just saying it's overextended from its daily averages, and the 8's coming across at 13, and as I know it, it always comes down for a nice little splash, so it can continue higher. This one's going to crack the neck right here. It's going to have a volume breakout. It's on its highs. It's getting close. You can see it. AEZS. You can see it just like climbing the ranks. Now I'm showing a falling star, or a hanging man, hanging man on a JNUG. It's having some struggles trying to get across here, but confirming that hanging man turns into a hammer across the 8 support. So let's confirm or deny. It's still hanging on by a thread. It's getting real tight up in here. It's got to make a move. Looks like NSPR just out of nowhere. Boom. Damn these things, man. Huge moves. Huge. Every day the biomedicals are just so volatile. Crazy. got resistance. That's all I'm saying. If it breaks resistance, that's one thing, but I'm looking for a sharp pullback because it keeps hitting that 34, trying, it still gets rejected. It's building, got higher highs, but I got a triple top. JNUG's having some trouble as well. Had a nice little run. I do believe that it will run again. Had a nice little bottom. JNUG's going to have to make a decision. Up or down, buddy? Come on. Up or down? It's in that price pinch. It's got support, and it's at resistance. I'm looking for a bigger double top here. I'm looking at a bigger double top. I think a pullback is necessary, but I'm not in charge, so. Here's another, I have a hanging man. Now I have a falling star with a double top to boot. It's got to take out that double top. It's leaning over. You can see I wish I had a drawing. Can I draw? I like TradingView where I can take my little marker. See the rounding top? See the rounding top? I got the higher high and then the high and then the lower high. I get the rounding top. I got the two reversal bars. I have a hanging man. Now I have a falling star. Confirmed. Right? Let it come back in. Support it at the 34 here. So let's see if we can keep trend. I'm looking for a slice right below the 34. $18.29. Your program? What program are you using? I got 18 resistance. 1850 is the big time resistance on the long-term charts. What you mean, Maria? Are you just bagging on him? ADHD. Look at this fat boy. Boom, boom. Poked its head up just right now. Slam it, ding dong. Look at that. It's got a volume breakout and everything. Dollar. Boom, boom, boom. That might be the big winner today from the top. Bing, 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 bing. Watch for the head fakes. Oh, TradingView. I have to stop using TradingView because my charts don't look the same and it pisses me off to all high hell. Previous high breaks on JNUG. Boom, boom. Still having trouble at 1970. It's really nice for as it is. It's free and everything, but I just can't when my charts aren't looking the same as they are on on my medved. I get really pissed off, and then I get confused, and I start throwing things, and then I start cussing at the screen, and then I have broken screens, and then just kidding. I don't do that anymore. Now I got another top on JNUG. It broke down. It came all the way back into resistance. It's got to take out those tops or it's going to fall over. Momentum, you can see the momentum dying as the 8's crossing here soon over the 13. Any more closes below the 8 and the 13 could just make that 8 cross over right away. And then we'll watch the price fall over. See, once it breaks down, and then it's the bearish retracement back into resistance. First it was the double top, now it's the triple top. Plus, I had the reversal bars to tell me early. I had a reversal bar, and then the breakdown, and then the bearish retracing. That was my out. If I was looking to get out and sell into resistance. If you're long term, don't listen to this 1 minute chart display, but I mean, because this pullback is going to be nothing. It might be short and sweet is what I'm looking for. Then I got previous low support here. I got previous support, previous high support here, previous break support. It could come all the way back into 1950. So ADHD. Look at that monthly chart too. ADHD. Previous breaks on the monthly chart. It's going to be awesome. It's already got a volume breakout. Watch this one for the top side breaks. TRQ. That's good. Nice consolidation over the 34, right? Boom, boom. That's a weekly chart. It's getting ready to move. It does have a head and shoulders top, Maria. So if that breaks the top of that left shoulder, then the pattern's going to fail, and you can get some violence out of that. Boom, boom, to the upside. Now I got the cross on JNUG now. So what are we going to do? We're going to consolidate here and move higher, or are we going to have a sharp pullback? We'll see. We have to make another pattern. APHB. Poked its head up. Cherry picking all morning. All I do is take my chart, my picks from Stock Fetcher. You're welcome to use my scan, even though it's worth millions of dollars. This short little scan. I'll put my sectors in there, above or below the 34. Looking for those weekly chart breakouts, those big moves, and then I wait for the move. I wanted to figure out how to use my Williams percent R, my relative strength indicator I'm using on my charts. I wanted to create one on there. I wouldn't copy that because it's worthless. I need to work on that. I want to incorporate my Williams percent R with my above and below 34 so I can measure relative strength with my weekly charts. Actually, I want to measure my weekly charts with daily relative strength. So I'm going to try to incorporate my Williams %R with my other scan. But then I did that above and below chart, above below the 34 with medical sector. And that's how I got all these picks over here. They're all ready. And lucky for us, biomedical's taken off. Past couple weeks, I mean, it hasn't stopped. Every day is a sea of green. Lots of volume. A bunch of people buying drugs, I guess. JNUG at support. Let's see what happens here. I need to bounce back into resistance here. Watch for the sharp pullback. Let's see. AG still consolidating. Daily chart. NAK is above 2. Very nice. LABU. Let me see how did Google hit that triple top now? Google has a triple top now. It's being rejected. See what happens here with Google. The alphabet soup. Censorship. Call it censorship soup. Looks like we've got a bounce on the dollar. Let's see if JNUG gets rejected here. Daily chart on LABU is below the 8, is below the support line. I have a V top. I'm looking for maybe a retrace back into resistance, and then it might flop over a little bit. Looking for a consolidation now. But it's below the 8. It's been below the 8 before. Got its wings again. But I always scale out if I get below momentum. Momentum doesn't lie. That's a daily chart too, so it needs to close above the 8 to pick up momentum again. Stay above that meeting line, of course. So you got about $1.50, I guess. Every stock has a market, so I don't know. Could be just a consolidation phase for the biotech. But it's a 2-bar reversal on the weekly, so it's got to pick up somewhere. It's got to do something. It's going to fall over back into previous highs. Make sure we hold 85 or so. And it can go back and forth for weeks. I don't know. I'm going to be closing down. I got to go. I think JNUG's in a good position. Watch for sharp pullbacks. Watch the ones we mentioned here with the volume breaks. There's some good moves coming. ADHD, I like that one just because it's ADHD, man. Come on. Everyone needs drugs for ADHD. It's so passe nowadays. Lots of good moves. Good trend changes. There's no way to go through all of them. Just cherry picking. Just cherry picking. Dollar's coming back into support, man. It's a bullish retracement. It's changing trend to the upside on the daily. And the pattern is completing here soon. See the over the 34 back into the 34, that trend change on the daily. It's got to hold support. But that's a nice little reverse head and shoulders off of the support line there. Left shoulder, head. Bullish retracing back into support. And we got the bounce today. It's got to hold support. But the gold and silver hasn't been following. If it was any indication that the gold and silver should have been going up for a few months now, because the dollar has been coming down from 104 all the way to 91 and a half. Gold and silver didn't have that same response. So I'm not sure if the dollar is going to be that significant, whether it's coming down or up or whatever. It just doesn't seem to be attached anymore. Doesn't seem that way. But they I just read the charts. And that is a reversal pattern. It's coming back into support, and we got to bounce over the 34, back into the 34. Hold support at 92 and a half. What's UJ? Oh, yeah. You're right about that. We do go over the carry trade. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it won't let me have futures data. Yeah, we follow that. It's up here, right below the crude. Hit resistance pretty hard there. I'm guessing eventually it's going to break outside that pattern. We do have a whipsaw. I'm looking at a left shoulder, very deep cup and handle. JNUG holding support pretty well. Watch for the previous high break this time. Pretty sure we mentioned INFI a few weeks ago. That would have been a huge run if I had my money in there. ARDX, not sure if we mentioned it, but that took off. ADHD, I mean, what are you going to do, man? Of course, everyone buying the drug. Everyone's on the drug, ADHD. It's a bunch of mindless people just buying it because it says ADHD. It is breaking trend. Anyways, I'm going to go. I got to go. I can't watch all you make all this money, and then I get very jealous. So I got to go. Be sure to tip your bartender. All the information is in the description. Try not to donate through YouTube. They end up taking money from you as an administration fee. It's not a donation. It's an administration fee. So yeah, buy me some coffee. Really appreciate all of you coming in. Looks like we're building up an audience. Can't guarantee every day is going to be like today or any other day is going to be like tomorrow. So show up and see. Some days are going to be very boring. Today was not one of those days. I suspect that JNUG is going to close above 20 today or match its highs. And then tomorrow morning, gap over resistance and no one will be able to catch it. That's how they do it. That's how they like to do it. So I'm guessing the ADHD is going to have a nice run today just because. Thank you, Maria. I enjoy having you around. Keep me on target. Keep it interesting. Let me know if your sister's available. Now that you're married and see what I got over here. Nothing. All right, well, I'm going to go. I'm waiting for JNUG, but it looks like it's going to come back into support a little bit. So watch the opposing point. I got a left shoulder, head, right shoulder coming in now. Find support. I suspect that we're going to have a nice close again today. Watch the daily chart on JNUG. Okay, that is a very significant hammer on the daily chart. You have 4 kids? Damn, Maria, you're smart and motherly. It's nice. I'm jealous. Watch for the hammer confirmation on the upside on JNUG. That is going to be a big move for everybody. All right? Maybe we can get the 40% moves back. Take out that hammer on the upside. Use the hammer as support once it crosses. Boom, boom time. Watch for the head fakes. What? You have 4 sisters, Maria? Are they as smart as you? Because that would be awesome. I'm still bullish on the dollar, man. You can't change my mind unless this whole pattern breaks down. And it has plenty of room to come back in before the pattern breaks down. So I'm going to have to stay bullish. I'm not sure if it's going to turn around right here because it is at support. Or is it going to take another leg to test support? So that's my take on the dollar, man. It's got a nice daily chart. Well, put in a good word for me, Maria. Well, sure, it could come down quite a bit, actually. You're right about that. But I am bullish on it as soon as it finds support. I'm not bearish on it like I was before because there's a pattern forming. So all I'm saying is watch that pattern. It has plenty of room to come back into support. Your elders. That price pattern on the daily needs to be, it needs to develop just a little bit more. But this is the bullish retracement across the 34 back into support. That's a bullish consolidation phase. So I'm bullish. You're short? DXYO. Oh, is that the futures? We bounced off of support on the daily, so there's plenty of room to come back in for the pattern to stay in fit. Plenty of room. But we did get a bounce today off of support. That's all I'm saying. It's a nice price pattern on that daily. It's the first time it's crossed the 34 in months. Okay. And as far as I can tell, the bigger pattern might be bullish or bearish. But on the daily chart, I'm bullish back into resistance at least because there's a price pattern. Anyways, I'm going to take off. I need to put food in my belly. I need more coffee before work. In the old usual 5-minute shit shower shave because I'm always in a hurry. But I appreciate all of you. Thank you for coming by. Follow me on Steemit. Please upvote me, re-Steemit. YouTube's out. As soon as Steemit allows me to do uploads, live uploads, I'm out. I need to do YouTube. But I'll stay here as long as possible. Look at the price pattern on JNUG. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, sling back. Let's find the support. Find the support. I'm guessing 1950. That's where I would have my order. If support does not hold, then I might get chicken out and then wait for it. But I hope that somebody got 30 cents out of that move because that was a pretty easy move. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll see you.